As the thumbnail suggests, and I know there are also people out there who are already impatient with the new head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, well, I got news for you. Let the man carve his path. What is going on, everybody? Lindy Endzone back again with a video for y'all today. Oh man, you know what? We hit 80 subscribers. Woo boy. I think I'm currently at 82. I am 18 away from that coveted 100, that 100 mark. It's been quite a journey in this so far, and I can't thank everybody enough that's keeping me going and really putting in the support for my channel. Especially for picking up coverage of my Dallas Mavericks and how well that's going for me, and then of course bleeding green for the Eagles. I appreciate it all, definitely. But man, I just have to address the idea of people people not giving Nick Sirianni a chance as a head coach, and I know I know there was a lot of talk about this towards the uh, towards the beginning of this start of an era closer to the hiring process of Coach Nick, and around the time of his first official introductory press conference, and between that and rock paper scissors, and everything in between. Every coach has their own quirks about them, and there's really no there's really no set standard that that they have to act like as a human being taking on this kind of responsibility. And and being that the rookie mini camps have passed, and we are um, continued questions keep rolling in, like, what is this guy doing? So um, as I was things, and seeing what is going on in the Eagles content community, excuse me, like like all the bigger wigs in it and everything, and um, shout out to the guys at Inside the Birds. They're doing fantastic work over there, and as far as as far as a entertainment and educational purpose, they're phenomenal. Especially to these two gentlemen here on screen. That being Jason Avant and Quentin Michael for the Q&A show. These guys have been kicking ass and taking names. I love their work with what they've been doing. And I wanted to share with you guys a little tidbit in this segment that I thought really stood out in terms of from a former player's perspective, a well-respected player's perspective between these two, on what Sirianni is bringing to this football team. And that starts from in camp. That starts that starts with building a roster and getting to know these players. He had a lot of great things to say in that regard. So I wanted to share it with you guys, and um, we're just going to go through this and really pay attention to what he says, because this is from his point of view.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So I get a chance to stop by there and speak to the rookies this week, and it was cool. So I got an opportunity to address the team, and I did to the rookies. And afterward, there was a few people that came up to me, and Devontae was one of those guys that was near me, and a very humble dude, and the coaches raved about him. And I've been on the fence, and I've been kind of critical of Nick Sirianni as well. And Nick was one of the first people that came to come up to me, and you can feel his energy. You can feel that it's sincere, and you can feel that the guy loves football, and he has a bunch of guys around there. It's a different energy there. Like, because I was there last year, and it was a very, very thick, competitive, um, like you're in the middle of a fight. Because I came there last year, it's like I was in the middle of, man, which side do I? Yeah, take it over.
How many times have we gone over the fact that there was so many occasions where we felt that there was such a power struggle between people in the front office and individuals on the coaching staff. I mean, when you talk about I guess in a sense of hearing it from the horse's mouth. Jason Avant was in the building. He was an assistant to the wide receivers coach. He's seen some of this firsthand, so I think he knows what he's talking about in this kind of regard. And it's very important to pay attention to on just from a level outside of coaching on. The direction that Sirianni is trying to take is there's a lot of feeling of positivity so far.
Like if I hang out with these two guys, this group is going to be, and you were like in the middle of like turmoil, but now there is like a free flow there, and there's a fresh sense of like renewal for a lot of people around the building. People that we've known for years in the training staff, in the weight room, and equipment, management, all those people, they're excited about what's going on, and I can kind of attribute that to his energy because sitting there talking to him, he talked to me for a good 20 minutes about ball and when I played and how he shows tape and stuff like that. And he loves receivers. And the one thing he said about Devontae Smith is that he loves ball. And when I was sitting there talking to him, he just sit there, listen, ask this questions, and what do I have to do in order to get better as an NFL player. And that was his humility for what he's accomplished was the sign for me to let me know, okay, he's expecting to be good. This is not something that's going to be like new for him. He acts like the man. He acts like he's been there, and so I'm looking forward to that. All of his coaches said that. Coach Moorhead said the same thing. So I'm excited about that. I was impressed by Nick Sirianni in person.
It's crazy, huh? It's crazy that these how much of a difference these kinds of moves make. Just in regard to fresh faces and a fresh start. What it does to an organization. Well, so far, it still has to be put together. It still has to be put together on the football field when it comes to regular season games and outside of 1 year, what players we decide to keep, et cetera, et cetera. But it's how when he described the feeling of it being free flowing there. It's crazy because and I felt this personally. It's like the team. Nobody feels that they're higher than one another. There's no hunger for power in terms of superiority. And I think that's one thing that Jalen Hurts talked about in his presser today. And I was really excited to get to be able to see tidbits of, Jalen Hurts' press conference today. Brandon Graham had one. Jason Kelsey had one. I was going to maybe get into depth with some of those and really review some of their answers, but I may leave that for another time. It's YouTube's pretty busy today, so there's some streams I want to try and get a part of with call-ins and whatnot, and support the rest of the Bleeding Green Nation and that sort of thing. But no, it when you're especially with Jason Avant now being on the outside, like on the outside looking in, and what a year's difference makes, just in regards to the atmosphere and a sense of a newly developing culture. This sounds like a program. This sounds like a football team that players want to be a part of because of a sense of direction, a head coach that just loves football. It's quite amazing. It's quite amazing.
I was. I'm not. I've never been impressed by his interviews at all, but in person, I was thoroughly impressed by him.
That's awesome, man. That's great news to hear, man.
See, even when he finishes it off and comes down to the point where he wasn't necessarily impressed with Sirianni's press conferences and that sort of thing. That's all a part of the growing pains of having a higher promoted position in the NFL in terms of him upgrading from an offensive coordinator to a head coach role, and he's embracing it pretty professionally. This is definitely an awesome sign to hear, and again, shout these two out for the fantastic work that they do. A part of the team for Inside the Birds, and you know they do great work over there, and you gotta love hearing wisdom from past Eagles players, especially ones of the caliber of these two, or or any player in that regard, where it's a matter of when they speak, you listen. And shout out to these two, fantastic job. And that's gonna be it for this one. I just wanted to stress the fact that, like, we and I know how wishy-washy, and how if what the if I can think of a word, how, I guess, depressing or disappointing, underwhelming, underachieving this football team has been ever since they won their Lombardi. We just have to have patience a little bit longer. There's less distractions in the building, even regarding the idea of people, still under the impression that one of the biggest problems is still there, that being the general manager. And you know we still have to deal with him being there, and whether we like it or not, so far he's making a pretty good case, for an extension, but that's left to be seen on how this football team builds under this new regime of a coaching staff moving forward. But like I said, the idea of this video was to try and help calm some people down, and put a fresh pair of eyes on this, and give a new head coach a chance. I have to imagine there was times in 2016 where Doug Peterson was in the same boat for some people, especially that he wasn't really a popular hire, and Sirianni in cases wasn't necessarily either. So that's going to be it for me. I appreciate you guys once again, sticking around, supporting the channel, and just helping me grow with being around the rest of the celebrities of the Eagles content community, because I'm still going to say that, like, it's crazy that when I make this channel after watching, like, the best in the business do it for years, and and LB and Philly 500 and guys like that, and Philly Mike, all you successful individuals, and to go from to go from watching you guys to now being a part of this community. It's a beautiful thing, and the stretch of love that goes around for one another, and that kind of support, and giving new content creators a chance. See how it ties in between see how it ties into between the football team and content creators. And it's all about giving people a chance, and not being so quick to tear somebody down when um, you just gotta give them time. So that's gonna be it for me. This has been your guy, Lindy End Zone. Uh, don't know if I want to bring the slogan back or not. I know it was kind of cheesy, but um, I don't know. I gotta figure out a way to end my videos, but that's gonna do it for me. Y'all take care. Fly Eagles fly. Continue to bleed green. Take care of one another. Look out for yourselves, and I'll see you next